So, welcome to a new podcast of Bikinipedia. Hello,
Hello.
ladies.
Hello.
Yeah, so today it's in English. It's a first for Bikinipedia. Well, that's not true. I did one before, but it's not published yet. It's really nice having you here. I will do maybe a short introduction. So, what we're going to talk about today with you is, yeah, how it's like to be a junior athlete, and also how it's like to be an international athlete living in the Netherlands and competing in the Netherlands. So I'm really happy that you took the time or take the time being here, and yeah, maybe it's good to do an introduction and explain who you are, what you do, which kind of class, your competitions, and we'll take it from there.
Okay.
Yeah. So who wants to start?
I don't mind. She
You
can
can.
go first. I don't mind. Hmm. Let's go first with the oldest.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, because maybe that's already a good start. How old are you, Leah?
Three, but I'll be 24 next month.
Ah, so you're only this year you're able to compete as a junior then, or not? Yeah. Your sound is a bit
Is that better?
yeah, yes.
All right. So what I do, well, this is my first year competing. I haven't done a competition yet, so this will be my first competition as well, which I'm very excited for. And I compete in the wellness division, or will compete in the wellness division for NPC. So yeah,
Do
that's
you
my.
have a competition planned already?
Yeah, so I was looking at the competition in Belgium. I think it's called the Natural Trophy, and that's in September.
Okay, yeah. And how long are you doing bodybuilding? How long are you training already?
Well, I've been training in general for 4 years now, but this is my first year, like probably my first 6 months of doing actual bodybuilding training and like eating and that stuff.
Mm-hmm. And how did you came in contact with bodybuilding, and where was it the step to do bodybuilding instead of normal training?
Well, for me, it was like kind of in my head the most logical step forward, if that makes sense. Like I'm quite a competitive person, so I was looking at something that's a bit more in that kind of wheelhouse, if that makes sense. Yeah, I just thought like, why not? I haven't done anything like this before, and it looked like I don't know, something for me, if that makes sense. Like I've seen it a lot on social media, and obviously I've had this quite different perception of what it is, if that makes sense, especially like for females. Like I kind of actually thought it was just bikini or bodybuilding. But yeah, so I just didn't know that there was everything in between. So then I came into contact with my trainer, and then he kind of introduced me to a lot of other things and stuff, which was, yeah, nice.
Okay. But we will come back to that maybe. Maybe first,
Yeah.
Sarah, you can introduce yourself.
Yes, so I'm Sara. I'm coming from Italy and I just turned 19. I did my first competition last year in December with you. Yeah. And yeah, and from that moment that was actually like something that I wanted to just something that I just wanted to try and I wanted to see how it would go. And then it went really good. I think I liked it a lot. So I think I'm gonna be competing again in September now in the Natural Trophy one in Belgium. So I think I will be there, I'm pretty sure. And it will be my second competition. And yeah, that's it.
So cool. I'm going to see both of you because I'm coming
Yeah,
to
let's go.
cheer
Nice.
Wait,
you
you're
on. Yeah.
competing too?
No.
You're gonna watch. You're gonna watch.
I'm Yeah, I'm going to watch. Yeah. I think I'm going to compete next year. I need more mass. I need more glutes. So I'm eating,
I actually
building.
think we were also thinking about next year with my coach, but I won't ever I want to do it now. I don't know why. So we're just gonna try this year. If it doesn't work, then next year again.
Yeah. And what was your jury feedback? Did you
Yeah,
get
they
any?
actually said that like the lines were great, but like the shape, maybe I had to be a bit fuller, like in muscle mass, which makes sense. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I was
Yeah,
expecting.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And because that, but yeah, that's a question for later maybe. But I think that's maybe because before we started recording, I already said maybe it's good to also talk about disadvantages or advantages being a junior or not. I think one of the
Yeah.
disadvantages, of course, is that your muscle, how do you say that in English? Maturity,
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
course, is not at the same level as, for example, somebody of 30 or 35. So that's maybe so it makes sense that that's the feedback, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how long were you training before that? Were you always into fitness or bodybuilding or?
Actually, I it's actually pretty weird because I started with training in the gym and I was actually more for powerlifting because I was like, I want to be strong, I want to be strong. And I have a aunt. My aunt is like, she does bodybuilding since she was really young. And every time I watched her videos on stage, I would be like, no, like, what is that? No, I'm never gonna do that. No. And then just out of nowhere, I don't know what happened. I just started posing. I was like, you know what, maybe this could be something for me. But I think the biggest reason why I started is because people were pushing me to do it. Not pushing me, but like people that would
Encouraging.
see me in the gym, yeah, and they would be like, "Yeah, you could do it. You have like the body. Just go for it." I was like, "Okay," then I'm just gonna try.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think I saw you at Fox the first time,
Yeah,
and then I already thought, wow, she has,
I was super lean. That's why. Not
yeah,
full, but like really lean. My body fat was really low.
yeah, but I had, yeah, that was for us. How many weeks out? I don't know, but we were already in the competition prep, eh?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, yeah. So, and indeed, if we look at what do you think are the maybe we start with the advantages. What do you think are the advantages being a junior instead of somebody who can join the open class?
Who should answer first?
Yeah, how you feel like it's we'll go with the flow, how it comes naturally.
Okay, then let's just give some space to it. Then you can go. You can answer this one first.
For me, I don't know. I think it's obviously nice to start a bit younger. Like, I don't know, for me personally, like when I was 19, it was definitely not in my horizon or anything or in my thoughts, which is really cool that you're doing it so young and stuff. And like, it's just funny to talk to people who do bodybuilding and they are like saying, oh, towards the 30 side. And they always say to whatever me that I'm even young for this. And it's just funny
Yeah.
because it's like, I'm not even the youngest in this, but I think it is an advantage because when you start early, you do have more time to grow and you do have like, it's not like in your peak time, if that makes sense, but you're almost there and you have still more time to grow. I mean, like, I think once you passed, whatever, 30, 35 and stuff, I mean, you kind of struggle a bit maybe with routine and everything like that to get into the gym and everything like that, or I don't know, things in your life and stuff are a bit different with kids or something. So I think maybe starting young you get to learn quite a lot, if it makes sense, and you have a little bit more years. So once you get maybe to like your top peak form, maybe you're 30 by then, and that's still relatively young, if that makes sense. So I don't know, I
Yeah.
think that's for me. Yeah, and you can learn a lot.
Yeah, I honestly agree with like everything you said, to be honest. And yeah, I do think the same. I think is the best thing about starting when you're really young is that you have a lot of more time.
Yeah.
But at the same time, when you are on stage and you realize that you're going against people that have been doing that for like 10, 12 years, something like that, or like 6 years, you're like, okay, like I just started. Like I'm young, I'm just started. So sometimes you're like, you go against people that are really more like, of course, that had more time and more experience than you. So that's the only like disadvantage. I don't know, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
But advantage, yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah.
But that's why I think it makes sense that there's a junior class and also there's a master's class
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
and everything in between. I think there is a bit of an average, but if you're indeed if you're, for me, you're very young, but if you're younger than 24, yeah, there's a big difference maybe. But also if you're 35 or older, you also
Yeah.
see already differences. So I think it makes sense that there's um,
yeah, it all
yeah,
kind of
there are
depends
different
on when you
classes.
started because there's also some people that are they're like 24, but they started 2 years ago. It doesn't mean that just because you're 24, 25, whatever, then that means that you're doing it for like really long. It depends what age you started it. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But you have masters who just started. Huh?
yeah,
I'm a master athlete, but I'm doing bodybuilding now for this the third year.
Yeah.
yeah,
So it's. But if you don't, yeah, could also be 10. Okay, I don't have the master for 10 years, but you never you do, yeah. It doesn't say anything. Everything. That's true. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And do you think there are other disadvantages?
Hmm. Maybe the thing is that like maybe when you're really young, it can be, I mean, of course, if you see the whole bodybuilding thing, especially the eating and the fact that you to go on stage, you have to have a really low body fat and stuff like that. I wouldn't say that is a really healthy sport. It's not
Mm.
super healthy. So I think that when you're really young, sometimes it can be something pretty bad for your health, especially when you're younger.
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say like the density thing. Like I feel like if you don't necessarily have the genetics or using whatever enhancements and stuff like that to get that amount of density like naturally and kind of, relatively quickly is very
Mm.
difficult because kind of also in the class that I compete in, they are looking for, a nice, dense, lower body. And if you're not genetically gifted in that place, then it's going to be very, very difficult for you to build that up like over time, if that makes sense. So I think that is a disadvantage of being a bit in the junior class because then they'll probably come back to you and be like, yeah, more density, more density. You're like, yeah, but then I need more time.
Yeah, then give me time.
Yeah. So I think that's also a disadvantage. And I think I agree with you as well. Like a disadvantage for me is maybe like the lifestyle choice that you choose. And I feel like people in our age group aren't really understanding in this. I feel like maybe when you're older,
Yeah.
you're like, oh, that's your choice. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But then people in our age group, they're kind of like, but why would you do that? Or why do you want to look like that? Or, you
Exactly.
whatever, don't want to come, you can't come out to eat now or come out for a drink now and stuff like that. I think that's also something that's a bit difficult or a bit of a disadvantage or, yeah, a misunderstanding, if that makes
Yeah,
sense.
I agree.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think there's
Especially
more
when you
peer
still go to school.
pressure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially when you still go to school and there's like I experience it literally every day when I go to school and all of my friends are like, yeah, let's go to Albertine, let's get some stuff. And I'm like, no, guys, I have my stuff. I brought it
Yeah.
from home. Don't worry. And some of them might not understand it. They might see us as like the boring ones, whatever, like the
Mhm.
obsessed ones. That's probably the disadvantage. Being
Yeah.
like kind of sometimes getting like being left out, sometimes depends. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a difference. When you're older, you have more your own life
Yeah,
already, or something
exactly.
like that. Huh? It's the peer pressure is,
Yeah,
Quite high.
and you
Yeah.
want, yeah, you want other things also.
Yeah.
true.
Ah, yeah. And is there also, if you look, for example, if you, yeah, I see the mass and the density, but for example, if you think about posing, because in my mind, when you're young, it's maybe easier. You're more flexible. You think
Yeah.
that's. Do you see differences there? For example, when you go to a posing clinic or something, or
Mm, I think it matters from person to person. I feel like obviously the more time you spend posing, the better you're going to get. Like if you
Yeah.
carry on doing that routine, I know like some people who do posing and they're like absolute pros at it. They're like quite a bit older than me and it doesn't look like they have any problems at all. Like I have a terrible back, so then my back starts hurting, and then I feel like a freaking masterclass.
Mm.
yeah,
So I don't know. I think with that, it's more like maybe that's also a disadvantage is that you don't have as much time. And I think the older you get, the more you do it, the better you get with time.
Yeah, I agree.
I think.
One thing that I wanted to like mention, even though it doesn't really have anything to do with the age thing,
Mm.
but for example, for me, I had a really bad experience with posing because the time that I came to Fox Gym, when I saw Nanda the first time, when we met for the first time, I was doing a completely wrong posing. Like Vanity, there was like the girl that was like teaching us how to do it. She was like,
Mhm.
"You're not doing the one for NPC. You're doing one for IFBB." And I was like,
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
"What do
I
you mean?
remember. Yeah,
Oh my
I
God!"
because I thought you were competing in IFBB because, but there were a lot of there was a team from Germany, I think.
Yeah.
There were more IFBB athletes, so I first thought you were with them.
No, and then there was
Yeah.
the moment when I realized that I was, because I was even taking like lessons from someone, and but I was learning like something completely different from what I had to do, and I
That's
didn't
all right.
know.
Yeah.
So then when I got to know, I was like, oh, now I have to learn everything again.
Yeah.
But that I think that's also a problem in the bodybuilding world. There is so much information and there are
Yeah,
so many coaches, so many
yeah,
posing coaches. How do you know which one is
Yeah.
good, eh? And
yeah.
yeah, yeah. And even and maybe that's a bridge also because, to your international background. Because how long are you in the Netherlands?
Me, I'm almost
Hmm.
5 years.
Yeah,
How
4 years.
how long?
Yeah.
And so how did you already were at home in the Netherlands then, if I may say so, or not? For
Yeah.
years. But how did you find your way into the bodybuilding world? Is it more difficult because of the language, or
So
doesn't?
yeah, I have a question like for Leah. Where are you from? Because
South
I
Africa.
hear the accent. Where?
South Africa.
Oh wow.
Hmm.
Wow, that's cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
We should I answer? Okay.
Yeah, go for
I'm gonna
it.
say
Yeah.
really quick and then you go. So I first had another coach from Italy, and I was followed by him, and I was gonna compete with him. But the thing is that in Italy they have really different, like, how do you say it? Like what they want on stage from women is that they have to be, especially bikini, they have to be much leaner, and
Hmm.
the
Hmm.
muscle mass has to be much lower. So I was losing so much weight, like I was super, super small.
Yeah.
And then, so that's something that has to do with the international thing. Like it depends in which country you do, and then they want different things. Because I remember when I started with the coach that I have now, and I was telling him, like, but that's how I thought I had to be on stage. And he was like, no, but it's different. Like, if you want to compete in Italy, yeah, go. Okay, you're going to win like this. Perfect. But if you compete here, they're going to say you're too small. So it's really different based on
Hmm.
like where you're going to compete, I think.
Yeah.
And did you specifically start searching for a coach in Italy because of your background, or was it
Yeah, because
just,
of my background. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah? And how was that for you, Leah? Leah, sorry.
No, it's okay. No, for me it was like pretty easy to be honest, because as soon as I just decided that I wanted to do it, I already had a coach in mind because I went to the big gym in Groningen, and then I saw this guy who always used to train these women or whatever, and I was like, oh, this looks so sick and stuff like that. And basically, as soon as I decided it, I walked up to him, and I do speak Dutch, so the language barrier isn't that bad. But he's actually Syrian and then speaks Dutch, but then I speak English and Dutch to him, so that's like a bit funny sometimes. But I literally just walked
Chaos.
up, like, listen, I really want to do this. Do you think I'm good for it? And he was like, yeah, cool, you're perfect, let's go. And then basically from that moment on, it was kind of pretty easy for me, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
So like the
something
barrier
that I
wasn't
wanted
really,
to tell you, because I want you to know, I saw you for the first time when we went to Infinity Lifters,
yeah.
and I think you really got the genetics for the wellness. Like your legs,
That's
I was
it.
staring, I was like, whoa,
That's
the
like
legs.
that's yeah, yeah. That was something he also was like, you need to do wellness because
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
definitely.
yeah, and I
There's
just
no question about
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
That's
Which makes
obvious.
me very
Yeah.
happy because it didn't feel like, okay, where do I go? What's kind of like that? He just was
Yeah.
instantly, you are doing wellness, you're perfect for it, and like let's just go for that. And it felt kind of nice, and it felt like I fell right into my category because like wellness is also relatively new. I think it was brought out in like 2020 or somewhere around there. And before
Mm.
that, I didn't really look at wellness or anything. Basically, I just knew bikini and bodybuilding. That was about it. So then when I saw that wellness came out, I was like, I have this, like has to be for me. And yeah, so luckily I have the genetics and a lot of South African food that really fed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but you made the decision to compete before you knew about the wellness class. But what were you thinking then? That you would fit in the bikini, or you were just thinking I have to lose a lot of mass, or because your legs are
Yeah.
obviously wellness.
Yeah, yeah. So I like found out about wellness basically when I started looking into bodybuilding. So I did a bit more research before, like when I first started training, I wasn't looking into bodybuilding. Then a few years into it, I was like, okay, cool, like maybe that's something for me. And then the beginning of this year, I was like, okay, no, I actually want to do this because I want to be competitive in something. Like I've always had in my head that I my dream is to be like a professional athlete. Whatever it was, I just wanted that. So when I decided that, I looked in more into bodybuilding and stuff, and then I found the wellness division. And then I started doing more research on that and be like, okay, I think I fit into that, but I will speak to my coach first or the guy first and see what he thinks. So then he was like, okay, no, you perfect for that. But I don't know. I don't know if I was supposed to be, well, in my head, maybe do bikini, but I don't think I can lose that much mass. No,
Why
no, I
would
don't.
Oh,
Yeah.
and when you have it, don't try to
Yeah.
No,
lose
no,
it.
I don't
No.
want to lose. No, but
Yeah.
even in my head, I still think like I need more mass, more density, and everything like that. So that is a bit more difficult, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And it's funny because I did the Ask Me Anything on
Yeah.
Insta if there were
Mhm.
questions for you too. I had one question, but yeah, I think it was a joke. There was one guy, maybe you know him. I will send you later maybe the name. Or maybe not. I don't know if that's if I can do that or not. Then because then nobody wants to dares
No,
to ask questions anymore, maybe. But so there was one person, and he had the question, why are Leah's legs so big? But I assume he knows you and it's a joke.
no,
But
yeah.
it was really, yeah.
I think I do know who the person was because he actually showed me the message that he sent, and I'm like, it is
Oh,
obviously a joke, but yeah, it is just funny for me. But it's like obviously nice because that's what my category kind of
yeah,
wants
Take it
from
as
me.
a compliment, yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So I'll take it as like
So
any day, take that as a compliment.
Yeah.
and so how does your regular training split is at the moment? Is that also you train glutes and hams 3 times a
Yeah,
week,
so I
or how does
train.
it?
Yeah, so I train legs 3 times a week, and then upper like kind of in a bit of different brackets. So then biceps and back, and then chest, and then like a bit of triceps and shoulders, and then obviously that's more lower body dominant. So I do train like basically, well, yeah, I train quads and then hamstrings, and then glutes and hamstrings twice. So it is quite intense on the lower half. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. And
yeah.
if you're so, but and you, Sarah, how is your split?
My
Mhm.
split is I also do 3 legs day, but I
Mhm.
split in like quads and then I do hamstrings and then I do glutes. So it's all like separated.
Yeah,
And then I have two upper bodies where I do one. I only have in total, like the whole week, the whole training is just 2 exercises for back. I don't really train back that much. And then I don't have any exercise for triceps or biceps. I just focus on my shoulders because that's something they focus on in bikini a lot. So
Mhm.
I kind of train shoulders 2 times a week and then I have some back in between. That's it.
All
Yeah,
right.
yeah. It's typical bikini
Yeah,
split there. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
A
But
lot of
if you're so the competition is in September, eh? So
yeah,
June, July. Okay. So you're not yet in prep, are you?
I am.
I am
You
as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course, because it's in when is it?
13.
When is?
The 21 of
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
21st of September.
But you're still at the beginning then, eh? So
Yeah.
yeah,
yeah.
But the planning for my coach, he said that he would really like me to be ready already, like to be ready 2 or 3 weeks before, so that I don't have to like push too hard the last 2 weeks
Yeah,
before competitions.
yeah, fair.
I think that's the last years. It's you hear that a lot, eating into the competition and making sure you're ready on time. I think if you
Yeah,
look a few years ago, there was a bit of a different approach, I think. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I believe that too. I mean, I cannot say it because I didn't compete together, but I think, yeah,
And do you still have an off-plan meal or something, or is it already out of your schedule?
I have it twice in per week.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice. And
Yo,
Julia?
no, no, nothing.
Okay. And how do you what do you do then for an off-plan meal? It's a how do you say it? Civilized off-plan meal, I suppose.
Oh,
It's
I don't get any off-plan meals, unfortunately.
Yeah,
that's
that's
bad.
too bad.
Yeah, I know. I really miss them very much, actually.
Yeah, I can imagine. Like I have two, and for me, it's like, oh, just two? Like, come on.
Yeah, I really looked forward to them. Like, I could eat before a good leg day or whatever. I could eat like something like a pizza or a burger, whatever, the night before. But now I'm not really allowed to do any of that.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
no schedule.
But and you, Sarah, because you have two, but that's that there you can't eat pizza, or can you? Or
I
is it?
can.
You
Like,
can.
yeah, it's two, and I usually have them before leg days. So
Mm.
yeah, I have two cheat meals before leg days, and that's like cheat meals is my coach is telling me that the calories don't matter, so I can just eat kind of whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
And how is it like when you're off season then? Is it still two
Yeah,
or?
when I had off season, of course the calories were much higher, and I had three cheat meals per week instead of two.
I had
Wow.
one.
Now I have much more cardio. Before on my off season, I had no cardio at all. And now I have cardio almost every day. So
Yeah.
Yeah. And how do you have cheat meals or off-plan meals in your off season, Leah?
I had one cheat meal a week, so it was like the Sunday night before the Monday leg day, if that makes sense. But I've been doing cardio the whole way through, and I do it twice a day as well.
whoa.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so I don't
Twice
know.
a day. You do cardio twice a day, also outside of your prep.
Yes, yeah, I did it twice
Wow.
a day on my prep as well. It was I really hate it, but I have to do it. But I did like 30 minutes on the Stairmaster in the morning, and then I must still do it another 20 minutes after my
Whoa.
out. Yeah, so now I do 35 minutes in the morning and another 20 minutes in the after my workout, and then on rest days I still do like 45 minutes of cardio.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, I'm slowly dying. No, I'm
I can imagine. How can your legs rest?
yeah, gosh, my legs are recovering daily.
Yeah. Oh my
Yeah.
God. And you have a few weeks to go, eh?
Yeah, yeah, I still have to go a while, but
I
yeah.
don't want to encourage, how do you say it? Not encourage, that's the opposite. Demotivate.
Courage.
I'm looking
Yeah,
for
Yeah.
the word. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but you know what? You have a good, you have a goal in mind and you will cope, eh?
Yeah. I mean, it's important. Like, I think something that really stuck with me, I was training, I don't know if you know, guys know Esseline, but she trains at the big gym as well. And something that really stuck with me is that she was like, yeah, there's a big difference between first and second place, and it's how much effort that person has put in.
Mm.
It's in their off season, in their prep and everything. Like, yeah, and that's like really stuck in my head, if that makes sense. Like every time I want to just like not do it, I'm like, okay, there's a big difference between then first and second place. So I'm just like, you know what? I'm not doing it just to get second place.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's so true.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember in the beginning, my coach also said that all the time. He said, yeah,
Yeah.
what you put, yeah, you can do it with less effort, but yeah, then maybe you become second, but yeah, then it's up to you
Yeah.
what you put in it.
Yeah.
That's bodybuilding, eh? I
Yeah.
always say bodybuilding is it's actually really easy. What you put into it, you
Is
Yeah,
get.
what you yeah.
yeah, that's what you get. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But Celine is really inspiring, eh? Because
Yeah.
I know a bit of her story and she's
Yeah, she's fantastic. Yeah.
yeah, and she just keeps going.
Yeah, she does. She never
Yeah.
stops. Her mind is
Yeah.
something else.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a really, and also she's just a really nice person.
She is,
She's
yeah.
really, yeah,
I got
yeah,
like quite close with her when I was
yeah,
there training and stuff because she obviously trains with my trainer. That we did a lot of sessions together, and like even for a bikini chick, she's super strong, and her mindset is also it's very inspiring to me.
yeah,
And she talks a lot about a lot of things and stuff. It's very helpful.
yeah. That's so cool. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. But I think the whole community is um, helpful and inspiring, and
yeah, nice. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Because Sarah, which one did we did together? Was it Iron or Bonak? Which one will
No, it
we
was
backstage?
iron. It was iron.
Was
Because the bonus I
Iron?
didn't do it. The bonus one I didn't go.
Because for me, it what the thing that stood out was that there was a bit of a difference between how do I say it? I felt that there also were a few athletes that were more into because I remember, do you remember backstage that you had something with your number or something, and that you were asking a few girls to help, but they were just
Yeah.
oh,
I don't know. I felt I felt it a bit. Yeah, how can I say this nicely? I felt that there was a bit a different if it's the community or athletes there that are yeah that you meet on other
Yeah.
competitions or
But
at
sometimes it's
clinics.
also Maybe I don't know, but when that happened, I was kind of telling myself, wait, maybe we're just all stressed and we're just all like
Yeah, but it is,
nervous, so that's why we're all like I didn't really mind that at that point when I was thinking about it when I went home and I was like, it's fine.
Yeah,
It's,
it
yeah.
happens. It
And
happens.
also sometimes people, not that they're kind of like fake on the internet, but sometimes on the internet they want to look a bit, too much, and then in real life, they're not really how they look on the internet, I think.
Yeah, but that's the problem with Insta.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So did we cover all the topics, or are there anything thing related that we have
I
to?
was I was just curious to know, like, from I don't know how to formulate the question, but like, from where is Leah? You say Leah or Leah?
Yeah, yeah,
Leah.
yeah.
Okay. Like, from where are you coming from? Like, before bodybuilding? Like, what pushed you to go to the gym, to start going to the
Oh,
gym? What
well,
motivated you?
um,
Sorry.
yeah, I came to the Netherlands and I worked as an au pair. So I was babysitting for a Dutch family, if that makes sense. And for some reason, when I always like was into sports and everything, I played hockey for whatever, I think like 10, 12 years by that time. So I was always quite active, if that makes sense, but never really into the gym.
Mhm.
And then I realized that I don't know, it's something that really speaks to me and stuff. And I was going through quite a hard time being alone as an au pair and stuff. And then I went to the gym for the first time to Basic Fit, which was fantastic. And when I went to the Netherlands, I picked up a lot of weight because I wasn't really used to the food and everything. And I don't know what it was, but I was just kind of, whatever, indulging and stuff like that. And I was quite upset with how I looked. And of how I like kind of behaved with food and stuff like that, and I had a very bad relationship with food. So I started going to the gym, and I just started watching like girls on YouTube and stuff, and I taught myself basically everything, and that's kind of how I got into it. It's just basically coming from a bit of a bad spot mentally and physically, and then kind of seeing the changes, and I realized, okay, whoa, I actually really love this stuff, and I'm pretty good at it, and I pick up muscle quite quickly, and it's maybe in my genetics and stuff like that. So that's possible. So that's kind of how I got into it. And then yeah, 4 years along the line, then I started to do bodybuilding.
Yeah. Now,
Yeah,
I'm
and you,
just curious because all of us, we have really different stories, like
yeah,
reasons why we started with the gym. I don't know
yeah.
if I was supposed to, like, if it is okay that I ask the question.
No,
Yeah,
just
yeah,
let us
it's
know.
of course, of course.
I was
It's
just
a
really
really good.
curious
It's
with,
a really good question. And now I'm wondering what pushed you to the gym.
Yeah,
oh, yeah, with me, I think it's also because I think it's almost the same reason as her, like the fact that I moved to the Netherlands, and I actually started like training during coronavirus at home, like during COVID. And then, yeah, when I moved here, I think I first started that I just wanted to train at home with like videos from the YouTube. Like, there's like a girl called Pamela Reif, whatever, from Germany, and she was posting the videos, and I just started doing it like really constantly and at home. And then after a bit, I just started. I actually wanted to run. That was a sport that I wanted to do.
oh,
But then when me and my dad tried to like find a place, we never found anything. So I just gave it up, and I was like, I'm just gonna go to the gym. But then, yeah, I found myself really like home in the gym. So I was like, I'm just gonna keep going with this. But then something bad happened because I kind of did too much and I got anorexic. So then I lost my period. It's like a full process after,
that's hard. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. It's difficult to find that like kind of good balance of like
yeah,
either you're doing it for the look or you're doing it to be healthy. If that
exactly,
makes
yeah, exactly. And also, I
yeah,
think I started pushing myself a bit too much with
yeah,
losing weight,
yeah.
and the gym was kind of like what gave me the motivation to gain weight, because I was like, in my head, I was like, if I stop and I start gaining weight, I will gain weight really bad, like just fat. But if I go to the gym, I just gain muscle. So I was like, yeah, okay, then I can do that.
Good choice. Yeah.
Yeah.
And but isn't it difficult to lose that obsession then? Because also you hear that a lot, huh? And then because now you're
Yeah.
also, yeah, you're always on a strict schedule. That can also
Yeah, but I
be,
do think that sometimes if you don't really fix the problem is still gonna be there.
Yeah.
mm,
I'm not saying that like I'm 100%, I still think I have that obsession. But now since it's getting healthier, kind of like I'm healthy, then now no one sees it as a bad thing. And also one thing that I forgot to mention before is that when you're really young, you have a lot of pressure and a lot of, yeah, like you're most of the time, if you live with your parents, you always have your parents being worried for you, and sometimes they don't really like the sport. Like I
Yeah.
see a lot of parents that they don't really support the fact that their girls, especially if girls want to do it, they want to do bodybuilding. So I
Yeah.
think it's also something, a disadvantage of being this year.
Yeah. But do your parents support it, Sarah?
Hmm?
Do your parents support it?
At the beginning, it was a bit complicated for my mom to start supporting me in that. She was a bit, she wasn't sure. But
Yeah.
then she started seeing, because of course, if you see your girl, like your daughter being like super, super skinny, like super, I don't even know how many kilos, and
Yeah.
I'm not here to say it, but like it was really like I really looked sick. So I would understand why, like I now understand. At that moment I was like, oh, why does my mom not like it? And now that I see pictures and videos, I actually understand why she didn't
Yeah.
want me to do that at that time, because I looked really, really sick. So now I'm like, okay, now that she sees that it's actually good for me and I'm gaining weight, now she's starting to kind of like it.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah.
And how is that for you, Leah? Do your parents support it?
Yeah, but I feel like they also have maybe a bit of a misconception of what the sport is, if that makes sense. Like some people get it and some people just don't get it. Like when I told my dad, he was kind of like, okay, cool, but just like don't do anything stupid or don't like go too far and stuff like that. I'm like, no, okay, like it's fine. But then my mom was like super into it, which is really random, and I didn't think that she would be. But it's more like then my sister in the beginning wasn't really into it, and she was like, oh no, I think it's a mistake and stuff like that. And some people are gonna have their opinions, but now like everyone's very supportive and they see that it makes me very happy. So like as long as I'm happy, they're happy for me. But I think they are just maybe a bit concerned of like, I don't know, how far you can take it and everything like that. Yeah.
That's true.
I think it's for outsiders, if I may call it like
Yeah.
that. It's a very difficult sport to understand. Even the people who
Yeah.
support you or cheer for you,
I already know that
Yeah.
like, the people,
they
a
don't.
lot of my
Yeah.
friends, yeah, even my friends, they're saying like, oh wow, you look good, like okay, great, lovely, it's an amazing girl sport. I know that like down there, what they're thinking is actually that I'm just obsessed. That's what I think, and they will never understand, because I know that in their mind they're just thinking, oh, what she's doing, like she's going on a stage showing her body, showing her, they're all like that. So I would never even try to be there and like try to make them understand. Listen, it's a whole like there's a lot of work after like behind what you see. It's not
Yeah.
just like me going on stage and showing my body. I wouldn't just do that.
No.
There's a lot of work behind it.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's also a very big misconception of kind of the sport, if that makes sense. That they think that you just like get on a
Show off, yeah.
bikini and just,
Yeah.
that's it, if that makes sense. But like there is a lot of hard work and dedication, everything that goes behind it. And most people won't understand it. Most people think that it's maybe unattractive or I don't know what they think and stuff like that. But if it makes you happy, then I don't know. Even what people must do what makes them happy. And if it's not their journey that they're on and it's yours, and if that's
Exactly.
whatever your choice, then whatever you do you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think if there are people supporting you and cheering you, okay, fine that they don't understand it, but they have your back and they are there,
Yeah.
and that's the main thing then. And I
Yeah.
think I hear also a lot of people who don't get the support or indeed get a lot of um,
Mm-hmm.
negativity, and yeah, that's. I think I always sometimes I think, oh, then I get a question or a remark, and then I think, oh, you see, they still don't understand. But then I think, no, they are always asking it
Mm.
from a positive side, and it's to
Sometimes I
support
think
and
it's also our own responsibility, because if we
yeah,
want to post a lot and we want to show ourselves, then that's what we have to deal with. There's not
Yeah.
always
yeah,
people judging, and yeah, the more you show yourself, the more you're gonna have to expect stuff like that, I
Yeah,
think.
true.
yeah, but that's true, and that's why it's so important that we also show what it's like, and also on Insta the real thing. And of course, I also post pictures that are perfect in my okay, not perfect, but you always show your best pictures. But
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
also
yeah.
okay to show that it's not always perfect. And
No, not at all.
yeah,
Yeah. Like most of the girls that do this kind of sport that I follow, is I just follow them. The main reason why I follow them is because they're real. like they also show that we're not just always perfect. And you saw, especially prep for to go on stage, whatever, to get ready, it's not always like this. There's always going to be up and down. I think it's also important on Instagram to show that, so that people feel, you know, because otherwise you just see people posting all the time like, oh yeah, I'm so happy, oh yeah, I'm so prep is going amazing, then you're gonna be like, oh, so then it's just me, I'm the one who's having troubles.
If you could give a beginning athlete or somebody who is thinking about doing a competition or not, or maybe second guessing that, what would you give it as advice or as tip? Are there things you think they should think about or can do?
Me personally, I would say just go, try. I mean, to be honest, it is a lot of money, so you have to take that into consideration. You're gonna have to spend some money. But if you really want to try, just go for it. And then if you don't like it, you don't continue. If you like it, then you continue. I think that's the main thing. Second thing, please post. Please, it's really important. Don't do the same mistake as I did. That's my two advices for the people that are going to start.
Yeah. What my I was speaking to someone about it the other day, and they were asking if they should do it and stuff, and I said it is something that you have to realize that it is a individualistic sport. Like, you are alone, and you are kind of alone. That makes sense. You're not with a team or anything. Yes, you have people who support you, but at the end of the day, you are the one that's standing there on stage, and they are judging you. You know, not what your coach has said to you or anything like that. And I feel like you have to be mentally strong and be open to like criticism and people critiquing your physique, which is something that I don't think one can handle. I feel like that's something that's very important. You have to keep that in mind, like that's they are looking at your body, if that makes sense, and your body is part of you. So if you're not open or mentally strong enough to take on that criticism, comments, and the things that people are going to say to you and stuff, then maybe not a good idea. I think gymming for a bit of a longer time is obviously going to work in your benefit, if that makes sense. Like, don't just start gymming and, you know, be like, okay, cool, I want to do bodybuilding now. I feel like you do need the maturity and the experience and stuff, and to know kind of yourself well enough to know, okay, is this really for you? And don't just jump into something that's actually very strenuous and can be restrictive. Like, you do need some experience in the gym, if that makes sense. And yeah, I agree with you. Like, if you feel like you're drawn to that and stuff, like, you might as well just try. Like, why not? And indeed, it is expensive, and I think everyone needs to keep that in mind as well. And yeah, and to have the right people around you to support you, because like I said, it can be very lonely at times.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So, if I would call you in 5 years and say, "Hey, let's do another podcast," what would be your story then? What goals would you achieved? Where you're at?
I really hope I'm gonna say, oh, I got a pro card. I hope. I don't know if that's ever gonna happen, but that's my goal before I turn 20. So I hope that's what I'm gonna say, and I hope I'm also gonna say, yeah, I've done a lot of shows till now, and yeah, I've made it through. And then I think that's what I want. I just want to like do as much as I can before I actually start with making my own family, having my own family. So,
because is that something you already take in consideration now, that you when you think indeed in the future about starting family, that's that kind of stuff? Is that something you now think, okay, is there an impact?
Yeah, I do think that. I mean, I'm still young for it, I think. I don't want to think of, no, I have to stop because I want to have kids now. No, that's not what I think 100%. But I do think, wait, do I want to do that even after I'm gonna have kids? That's something that I'm gonna have to see. Like, depends on how my body reacts with the pregnancy and whatever.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
You can imagine. Yeah.
Because I do want to have a lot of kids. So.
Okay, and what about you, Leah? Also thinking about family already?
Yeah. Well, I'm a bit older, so I need to think of it. I'm joking. Yeah, I also think about that. So like what I want to achieve before I do have children and stuff, because I do definitely think, and I really have a lot of respect for people who do it while they have children or have had children. That's like crazy to me, if that makes sense. That is definitely a thought in my mind, but I think definitely in 5 years, I would really, really want to be a pro because that is kind of like I said earlier, that's like always been a lifelong dream of mine. If I can say I'm a pro athlete, I can like die a happy death. Like
Yeah.
that
Same.
would be fantastic for me. And like that is one of my goals and I really hope to achieve it. But yeah, we'll see. I've yet to do my first show and I'll see how it goes from there. But that's really definitely a goal for me.
Yeah.
And do you to think you're still in the Netherlands then?
Yeah.
No.
Oh.
No, I'm actually not in the Netherlands right now, so
Oh.
Where
no.
are you at, if I may
I,
ask?
I'm in South Africa.
Ah, okay. And but you're temporary or you're staying there?
I don't know. I don't know right now, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah, because
But
I like it's in South Africa, and I don't know. The Netherlands has been quite a difficult story for me, if that makes sense. So, trying to think of what I kind of want in my life, and that's also funny that whatever the bodybuilding kind of also opened that for me. That it felt like for once I started thinking about myself and concentrating on myself. So then this whole story also came about. So I'm trying now in my life to figure out what I want as a person.
yeah,
And yeah, so that's also what bodybuilding has helped me to do. It's been like, okay, this is the first time ever you have to concentrate on yourself. So, just go forward.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But that's what bodybuilding does.
Yeah.
It does, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, but you will come back at least in September then, eh? We have to see you on stage
In Belgium.
in Belgium. In
Yeah.
Belgium.
Yeah. Yeah, that's also I'm thinking about what I'm gonna do with that and stuff. But for now, the answer is still yes. I'll probably still come back, but I never know, to be honest. But then I'll maybe do a competition here in South Africa and stuff. The bodybuilding game is still very competitive and very good, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Keep us posted. We will
I
see
will.
what will
I will.
happen.
I will do. But I'm gonna
So,
continue prep and everything. So
cool. Okay, ladies, are there any last thoughts, or did we cover all the topics?
I think we did. Kind of.
mm.
I think, yeah. There's always something to say. I always have
Of
something to say
course,
about this.
of course. But we
Especially
can
about
always
body.
come back.
Yeah, of course. We can help part
Yeah.
two.
If I
Yeah,
pro,
indeed. Hey,
Yeah.
if you're turning pro, you have to come back, of course.
And we're gonna be looking at this. We're gonna be watching this podcast again and be like, oh, there was
keep,
one. Yeah.
If I and I can say, oh, when you're famous, I can say, oh, I had them in my podcast 5 years ago. All right. Okay. So thank you, ladies, and
No.
for our followers, thank you for watching. If you like this, please follow us on YouTube, Insta, and like us. Thank you.
Bye bye.